everyone. Hello, Ross.
Perfect.
We're still waiting
It's good
for
news for
others to
me.
join.
Exactly.
Yeah. You have a very green background, very summerish.
Thank you. Summertime.
Okay. Yes, it is. So we're waiting for
Yes.
Armand, our friend and the main guy of the community.
Yeah, I see that Armand is delaying, but anyway, I think we can start and Armand will join us later then.
Absolutely. But I think let's wait for him just for a couple of more minutes, and if he doesn't join, then we will definitely start. Yes, meanwhile, we are waiting for Armand. I just want to remind, because I'm sure most of the people who are going to watch this or watching this at the moment know who are these two gentlemen talking to you. But the one with the bald hat is our Chief Operating Officer and co-founder, Ross. And my name is Gene. I'm STO and the founder also of Starbucks and Soulbound ID project. So today we will share some news and updates and answer some of your questions, and give you updates on what are we doing and what we will be doing with in upcoming month. So yes.
Yeah, thank you, Gene, for your introduction. I think the last webinar we have conducted more than 1 month ago. So yes, we are planning to share more insights, metrics about Soulbound ID platform, about the upcoming their fintech portfolio, STO, about updates and development of Soulby and the next plans, and of course we'll answer the most popular question during our prepared Q&A session. So I'm sure that it will be very efficient for our listeners and very insightful. And today we're gonna bring more insights about the development of our project, because I know that we have at this moment more than 50,000 token holders, right, of Soulby. And of course, we are very glad to share each month our progress of our project, because we have a lot of great news. Each day we have something to share. So please follow our social medias, by the way, where you can track all the updates from their first minute.
I think we should start, and while we are going to the next part, I just want to mention that one of our products, and this is a compliant layer for regulatory assets, called Progress, right? So we call our product a Progress, which actually is a part of our DNA. So the progress is everywhere. So let's move on. And Ross, I'm passing mic to you. So you can start.
Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Gene. So first of all, the main question and the main answer is why I need to have their Soulbound ID, SBID. I'm sure you're already familiar with that. SBID, it is a decentralized identity in Web3 that allow to give you access to Starbucks ecosystem, because we're building the Web3 tokenization products. We're building one ecosystem, including DS dashboard for the primary issuance of security tokens that fintech portfolio STO will be using, right? DS swap for the secondary market, Soulbound ID for the verification, and the Progress for the compliance layer. And it is our product ecosystem, right? And by having SBID, you are getting the access to our ecosystem, to all of our products, and of course, including our clients, fintech portfolio, STO, and other clients that coming in our pipeline that are issuing STO with Starbucks using our ecosystem and our products. So by having SBID, you will have the opportunity, if you are from their whitelisted jurisdiction, to participate not only in fintech portfolio STO, but also for the next STOs that will come from our client. And of course, their SBID itself, it's like the Web3 infrastructure and decentralized passport on Web3. And why we created this project? To be compliant and to fulfill the regulation that is already here. Each webinar, I'm mentioning that me and Jean, more than 6 months ago, once we started our webinar sessions, we talk about their regulation. We talk about their laws. We talk about the pressure from the regulators. And now you can see what's going on in US with the Binance, with the centralized exchanges. Now you can see what's going on in Europe with their approved and enforced MiCA regulation. So all what we mentioned, you can currently see in your newsfeeder. So the Soulbound ID, it's like they're solving the issue of the headache of the businesses and investors that want to be in a compliant structure. That's why we introduced this technology to provide it for our ecosystem and for all of the Web3 market participants. And also very important to mention that in the future, it is not only about the STO box. This will be used and you will have the access to their partners network who will support this technology. For example, their Coinset with their future Web3 products like DAO, right? By having SBID, you will have the access there automatically. Why? Because you verified. You verified means that you staying in compliance, and it is very important.
Yes, I would like to add here the following, that for those of you who are doing research and actually following some crypto developments and blockchain market developments, probably you've heard about the tag, right, or the concept of RWA, real world assets, right? And when we talk about real world assets, we have to talk it in a compliant way, right? So imagine there's a crypto and there's a different exchanges, that you can swap and have crypto without the KYC, they're still there. But for those who want to touch real world assets, the KYC is obligatory, it's a must. So if you ever see real world assets on Twitter, on Telegram, or wherever, and they're promoting RWA without the KYC, you already know that this is not the correct way. So RWA, STOs go with the compliance, go with the KYC, go with Soulby. Yes, Ross, please.
Perfect. So I think we can move forward. Next slide, please. So the Soulbound ID platform was officially launched more than 2 months ago in Vietnam, where I am participated as one of the key speakers and launched this product from the main stage. And on the screen, on this slide, you can see the metrics of our platform. At this moment, we have more than 50,000 token holders of their Soulbound utility token, Soulby. And we have more than 13,000 registered users who confirmed their participation using Soulbound ID platform, and more than 11,000 KYC verification. So we have the conversation rate for KYC 90%, and it is the people from 90 countries around the world. So it is a very big community, and we are very thankful to you, to your support. So at this moment, more than 7,000 SBID minted. So the first 7,000 holders of SBID have been reached. So all of these people, 7,000 now, can enter their GFST security token STO if they allow to do so, right? So the amount of their minted SBID and our community increasing each day. And I'm sure that very soon we'll reach our next target of 10,000 minted SBID and 10,000 investment community inside the Soulbound ID product.
Yes, which is, I will add, which is just the beginning. We all know that the community is huge. There's a different communities around the world that would support this technology. So the rates will definitely increase, and that's great. Also, I want to mention that it's more than 90%. The conversion rate is actually 92%. And I take it very personal when it comes to the support, and I know it's been a challenge for all of us, but it's only 8%, which is a normal statistics of people who cannot, for some reasons cannot be verified. And we will explain what are the reasons and how we're gonna try to solve this problem. But for your general awareness, when we talk about it's difficult to get a KYC approval, we receive a number of support tickets from you guys. I know that's a pain, but at the same time, we have a general statistics of 92% of the conversion rate, which is, I think it's great. And now we will think about how to help the remaining 8% of the people to onboard. But unfortunately, we can't onboard everybody because it's not about us, it's about the compliance. And when it comes to the compliance, it's obvious that some people won't meet the standards. So understand us. It's not about us. Pressing the button, confirm. Is about the regulatory framework which we must to support. And this is one of the main points, the KYC. Let's move on.
Yes, and also you touched the question about the support, and I want to mention that since the launch of the product, we received 2,900 support tickets and 2,300 is already resolved. And by other 500 tickets, we also are partially waiting for the reply from the investors who asked this question to finalize these tickets and to close them as well. So it is a significant amount of the support request, and we are working on that each day to assist our investors and to answer their questions. So 7,000 SBID holders, it is main metrics inside the SBID. And as I mentioned, I'm really trust that from 2 weeks to 1 month, we can reach this amount to 10,000 and going under our roadmap. Thank you. Next slide, please. So the main question, how to enter and what you need to do to enter their SBID, to get the SBID and to participate in global fintech portfolio STO, GFST security token. Next slide, please. So this slide will provide you more clarity about the steps, what you need to do. So first of all, you need to register in Soulbound ID platform, SBID.io. Very important that you need to use the same email that you're using in your Coinset account, where you participate in Soulb private sale phase 1 and private sale phase 2. The second step, you enter the Soulbound ID cabinet platform after your registration and select their SBID identity token type. The token type, it is personal. Then you pay for SBID, and you have 2 options. You have the option to pay for SBID via your utility tokens, Soulb, that you have on the balance, right, from the Coinset, or you have the ability to pay for SBID in fiat currencies. It means in dollar, in euro, using the Stripe merchant. Very important to mention that, of course, all of the people who are qualified to get the free Soulb ID, who purchased on the first round their Soulb utility tokens in package $25 and more, will have, and having now a free SBID, it means the free chance to conduct their verification. And also, we introducing soon the third option to pay for SBID, to get SBID using crypto, especially BUSD, and I will mention about it later. Then the fourth step, it is to get verified. So you need to start your verification process and pass the identification. And once it's done, once you pass KYC, you need to connect your wallet, MetaMask wallet, and mint SBID. And it is a very important step, because once you verify it, it's not enough. The process is not finished. You need to mint SBID to your blockchain wallet that you connected to receive a decentralized identity. And once it's done, you will be able to enter their Starbucks ecosystem soon and their GFST security token once it will be opened. So to sum up, it is 6 simple steps. Register with the same email as in Coinset, enter the platform, pay for your identity or using your free SBID, pass the verification process, and very important, to mint your SBID to your blockchain wallet that you connected. Voila, and you will be able to connect GFST security token once it's done. Please, Jim.
Yes, I want to add something and just think outside the box here, because it's, even though it is simple for people who already familiar with the Web3 technologies, but I know that there's a lot of people that touching the Web3 for the first time in their lives, right? So they've never seen that Foxy MetaMask. They've never seen some where you have to buy the gas, pay the gas fee. So there's a new words, new abbreviations, new technologies. And I perfectly understand it. Sometimes it's getting tough and difficult, but think of this as also an educational process, because first of all, there's no rush, right? You will not miss anything. I mean, you will enter the GFST security token STO. You will at some point see the balance. You will at some point will claim it. I mean, there's no rush. You're not on the stock market. So this process will be done inevitably, right? And you know what now you have is you have time to actually get yourself educated on how to use the Web3, because the Solbi, it's not unique Web3 product from the connectivity standpoint, right? So the way you connect to Solbi, this is the same way you're going to connect to, future Coinset DAO, or the same way you're going to connect to any other Web3 products. So don't think of this as just, a dedicated process for the Solbi. It's an educational process for the Web3 in general, on the example of Solbi. So 2 points: no rush, take your time, go with the steps. If you don't find information on our in our support, in our FAQ sessions, you can go on YouTube and write, how to connect a MetaMask, right? This is a general knowledge. So get educated, no rush, and at some point you will be able to answer all of the Web3 infrastructures, and that definitely benefits as you from the knowledge perspective, as well from the investor variability perspective, because now you'll be able to play with crypto and play with real world assets, and that definitely benefits you from different perspectives. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. Thank you, exactly. You're completely right. By having the SBID with the same logic, using the Web3 application like Solbi, like our tokenization infrastructure, like any Web3 infrastructure that will support this technology, the flow and the interaction with Web3 will be the same. So one of the advantages by having the SBID, it is by educational purposes, how Web3 in general works, because we introducing you to the whole ecosystem and whole industry of DeFi. And by understanding how to connect and mint SBID in the future, it will be much easier for you to conduct swaps on the DEXs or to interact in the bridges, because you'll understand the logic. As I know that the main reason and one of the main points inside the MLCI and inside the investors community, it is to be educated. And it is not only theoretical, but a practical way how you can do so. And I'm very happy that we are assisting you in this respect in our example by SBID and by their GFST security token. Next slide, please. So here you can see the roadmap of GFST STO. So the first step, once their fintech portfolio STO will be ready, it is DS dashboard opening. So you'll be able to enter their DS dashboard to see how it looks like, to see their business documentation, to see what the token parameters. So you will be able to see how it looks like, to understand with what platform and how you will interact. So once their GFST token will be live, you will be able to connect to their DS dashboard by GFST security token using your SBID. If you don't have SBID, you will not be able to join. That's why by entering the DS dashboard, it will be done through their SBID on your blockchain wallet. It is the first step of the functionality, right? The second step later then will be the share drop launch. So what does it mean? It means that if you qualified, you will be able to enter DS dashboard because you already did it right before in the first step, and you will be able to claim your balance allocated for you by share drop. So the shares that belongs to you, you will see the amount and you will be able to claim it using your blockchain wallet. And it is the second functionality, and that's the second step of the roadmap of the STO. So, and once the claim functionality will be done, it will be the public STO. So all of the new people who want to join will be able to do so. So it's like the 4 simple steps of inside their roadmap. It is DS dashboard opening. You'll be able only to see, right, how platform looks like, what is the documentation of the security token of GFST, what is the token parameters and how platform looks like. Then will be the share drop launch. So you will see what balance allocated to you, right? And as a third step, you'll be able to claim these security tokens that belongs to your account, and you will have the ability to have them on your blockchain address. And the last step, it is public STO, where GFST will be live completely for the new users and new people who will be able to participate. Hello,
I think
Armand.
we should welcome Armand, and I will comment on this slide, Ross, after we say hello to our friend.
Hello, Armand. I'm very glad to see you here. Please unmute yourself, and it will be great to hear you.
Yep.
Yes, hello. Thank you so much, guys. You did a massive work, and on behalf of all our community members, I would like to say really big thanks to entire team, to you directly, because today I already seen updated version of our back office on your platform, and this is really looking amazing. I have no other words for that. And right now, guys, all what we need to do is we need to start be more proactive, get every single person contacted, tell them that this is that long-awaited STO that everyone was waiting for. So all what you need to do, you need to get your Soulbound ID minted, and Ross explained in a very professional and a very detailed form. So I don't, if after that people don't know what to do, so then please refer them back to that part in this webinar where Ross was explaining and giving the step-by-step guidance. But I would like to share a little bit how I see all this. So you see that today security tokens are just starting booming the market. Like I was doing some research and I seen that in 2021, when security token was coming into the spotlight, it was, I think, barely 1 billion. Am I right, guys? Like a 1 billion in turnover was in the security tokens, I think 2021 or 2020. So probably to 2021. But if you will do your due diligence, you will do your research, then you will see that within 1 year, the security token market was having in a volume over $15 billion. So today, I believe it's a $16 billion. And these numbers are increasing and increasing. And I know that Gene, you and Ross, I can't follow up all your social media that fast that you are publishing all the news, which is really exciting. I would like to congratulate for your awards that you get. Ross, I would like to congratulate you for the next big steps that you are taking in order to popularize security token and your company in the first place, because that is also a very big part for our people who bought these Soulbound tokens. They will be able to cash out in the nearest future at least that money that they invested, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Before I
will go to this security token thing, I would like you just quickly to remind what was the let's say most memorable things that happened to you in a past month in terms of
that's a good question.
Where to start from?
Question. Yeah, we need to look. I think how we work today, and because we're building an ecosystem, the most interesting part from the job is basically, to my personal view, is to see how it all bridges together. Because we had the dashboard is something that we started building almost 3 years ago, and from the beta alpha versions, now we have recently this week we have released version 3.2.2. So we're talking about tens of versions that we did before, and that was one flow. And then at some point we started working on the decentralized exchange, which is the swap, and already with you guys we started to work on the Soulbound, even though we had the concept before. And it was 3 different products not connected majorly with each others. And the most interesting part for me, and I think this is the most exhausting part for me, is to manage the bridging of all these 3 together. Because now you have not only the individual parameters or of individual product working capabilities, now you have to bridge everything together and make sure nothing falls apart. And that's the challenge. So the most memorizable thing for me, summer 2023, would be bridging different products in one Starbucks ecosystem. Ross,
thank you.
What about you, my friend?
For those who doesn't know, and why Gene is mostly talking about this bridging thing, because he is the technical person behind it. So he is the one who knows technically how all this is working better than anyone else, isn't it?
Yeah, so at least I hope so.
By the way, we have for the last 2 months, we have a lot of updates, and we have allocated 2 slides later then to explain all of them, because
yes, I know,
a lot
Ross.
of things a lot of things is going on. And by the way, we can congratulate Jean, because Jean was included in top 10 influencers in tokenization of security tokens around the world. So Jean, it is top 10
Big round of
influencers in
applause.
security tokens in the world.
Guys, we are working with the top 10. You understand, like a top 10, and there is a very short period of time when we will see Starbucks and entire partnership with all of us together. We will see that we will be dominating this market, and I know this for sure. All what we need to do, we just need to join together our forces. We need to get like a strongest points that we have, guys, in our Coinset community, and the strongest points that you guys have in the Starbucks, and join, merge them together, and get to the new heights. This is all possible. And the reason I know that we will have in the slides explaining all this, but the reason why I would like to ask this question, particularly Jean, to you on this particular slide, because I want you guys to understand that public STO, it means that we will be going to the market with something that market fully understands, and they are waiting for that. So, and what the guys are doing, let's say, on the back of this company, so we don't see it, but if you will use a little bit your imagination, and you will do the research, you will understand that we are tapping into the $1 trillion market in a potential in the next, let's say, 5-7 years from now. We are going into the $1 trillion market, and with the top 10, listen me very carefully, top 10 CEOs in a securitization field are with us. So, which means literally we can tap into the 10%, which means a very great result. That's why our security token, will be among the first. And if you still think that we are playing some games here, no, we don't. We are here to make a serious impact in a securitization world. That's why our, in the next slides you will see it, but that's why our intention right now is to get as quick as possible all the people, like 50,000 people bought Solby. Like minimum we have to be right now at the 25, 30, 40,000 people minimum. 25 is minimum, 30 will be okay, 40 will be good. Because Jean mentioned that 9% is okay to not gonna pass KYC. So which means literally other people, they are not aware of the seriousness of this business. And this week we will open for you to see the dashboard, GFST dashboard. You will be able to see all the papers, all the documents, all the valuations there. That's why, please, every single one of you, you need to activate your people. You need to call them. You need, don't expect that they will be watching if you will send them a link to watch this Zoom. They will not gonna do that. Or YouTube. You have to call them and say, hey, listen, this is what I told you, and they are making this happen. All right. So next slide.
Wait, please.
Yes.
I would like to add something. Wait,
me also.
slide.
Me also. I will.
This is the best slide.
I will finish my thoughts. I will finish my thought because I had 2 points. First point, it is like the Jean. In not only sales, but in general, people around the world in tokenization industry. Second, very important thing is the work that we for the last 2 months we worked very productively to be able to conduct the Solby airdrop to benefit our community that are using our technologies that are supporting us, and I will talk about it later then. but this airdrop was set up for the last 2 months, and we did a big piece of job. And once you will see it, how it looks like and how it works, what is the logic under the airdrop, you'll be very surprised.
Thank you, Ross.
Please, Jane.
And I would like to add, first of all, Armand, thank you for your kind words. It's a pleasure for me to be selected or listed. Actually, yes, the only reason of that is like 5 years ago, I took a deep dive, and I'm still diving into that, what is called tokenization. And I don't feel like, I don't feel like going back to the surface, at least, at least until the job is being done. And there's a lot of things to do in the roadmap. So yeah, thanks for that appraisal. And I would like to comment on what you see now on the screen and try to provide our community kind of with the easiest understanding of this. So look, guys, you have the SBID, right? You passed KYC, you have this token SBID. Armand will share, once we're ready, we will share the link, right, to the dashboard itself. So you're going to go there to this dashboard, say login, right? Login, and it asks you, okay, login with what? And you have this token. So it will be automatically seen if you're using the same wallet, right? Don't try to play with other wallets. There's only one wallet where you have this SBID, right? So use this wallet, go log in, and then it says, are you sure? You say, of course I'm sure. Of course I'm here. That's what I'm doing. I'm being sure. So you press there, and what you're gonna see is the dashboard of the company, right? You see the dashboard, and what you can do, nothing, right? You don't expect to do anything. Read the data, read information about the company that they're sharing with you, right? Look at this. And at some point, when Armand and the company will be ready, they will provide us with a list of the share drops, right? And the list, it's not an integration, it's a list. It's an Excel file with like tens or maybe thousands of people. What I mean is maybe emails, right? Emails. And we're gonna take that chunk of data and we're gonna put it in the database. And it takes time, right? And once we're finished, once we're ready, what you're gonna see is that you're gonna see at the top, right, the amount that you can claim. This is your security token that you would be able to claim, right? You won't be able to claim it once you see it. It will be blocked because it takes time, right? There's a thousand people that we're gonna store in the database. And if you don't see yourself, your tokens now, don't worry, you might see them tomorrow because it takes time. And once all this data will be imported, we will let you know, we will come and tell you, okay, guys, it's finished. And when it's finished, if it's not there, then you write a ticket to support. Don't write it in the beginning, write when the process is finished. And it may take a month or so just for that process. Again, as I say, no rush. We need to carefully make sure that everybody is there. Nobody has to be, nobody should be missed out. And then once that step 2 is finished, right, we will communicate. Then we will open a claim functionality. So then in this same dashboard, you log in again and you press claim button. And remember, every operation on the blockchain requires Web3 verification. So if you do something and you don't see MetaMask calling you and say, approve, make sure that you press that button on the blockchain, nothing will happen. Every operation must be on the blockchain. So if you do something and you don't see the MetaMask, asking you to do, basically it's nothing, right? You don't write this transaction on the blockchain. And once you claim, only then you will have your security tokens. And that's part 3. And when all of you or most of you will claim your security tokens, right? Only then there will be a public STO. Armand knows the timing. They are the boss here. They are managing the timing, but we're managing the processes and the flow. So don't try to go to the dashboard, log in and ask the question, where is the STO, right? You don't have the STO. The next step is the share drop and the next step is claim. So print screen that thing, keep it with you, and make sure you go step by step, and we will communicate with you at what step we are. So now we're on the step 1. Please don't mix up. Thank you.
Thank you. Next slide, please. It is exactly answering the question how to enter GFST security token using DS dashboard of GFST. The process, it is simple. Only people who have SBID can log in, right? So you will enter, you will follow their website link that GFST FinTech Portfolio STO will share of the dashboard, right? You will go there and sign in with Soulbound. So you will connect your MetaMask wallet with SBID on the balance, right? In what wallet you minted the SBID decentralized identity before. You will sign a free transaction to connect your MetaMask wallet to the DS dashboard. You will agree with terms that you confirm and you understand what you're doing. And you will, voila, enter their GFST security token DS dashboard as a viewer. So as you mentioned, in the first step of the roadmap of GFST, you'll be able to see the main goal. It is to provide you the flow step by step, because security tokens, it is a complicated stuff. And why we're doing so with a roadmap, with the 4 steps that you have seen on the last slide, it is to make it smoothly for you, because it's complicated. First step, you see how it looks like, what is the documentation, how platform looks like, right? And then you'll be able to see the balance that is allocated to you in the airdrop, and then you'll be able to claim it. Step by step, because we understand that it is very complicated to you to pass through all of the points from day one, right? That's why we're going smoothly step by step. So 5 simple steps, guys. Print screen this slide. Sign in with SBID to the dashboard of GFST security token. Connect your MetaMask where you have SBID on the balance. Approve the transaction, free transaction, to connect your MetaMask to DS dashboard. Agree with the terms, and voila, enter their DS dashboard. Guys, if you don't have any comments, let's proceed further. Easy peasy. Next slide, please. So,
we're losing you.
Our plans. So, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, now can.
Yes, I can hear you and see you very well. So the next chapter, it is what are the updates and what is the plans of Soulbound ID product, and what we're looking to do and what already is done. Next slide, please. So at this moment, very important that we are opening the ability to purchase SBID using crypto, especially BUSD. So in a few hours, you will be able to go to SBID, to log into your account where you registered, and you will be able to purchase Soulbound utility token using crypto, using BUSD, because we have received many requests from the users to be able to purchase it inside Soulbound platform, to be able then to pay for the identity using the SBID if you missed the chance to participate before. And now it is done through the crypto, so in Web3. And we'll announce this news later. Then you will see it instruction to do so, but you will have this ability to purchase Soulbound using crypto. The second point, it is that we're adding a new KYC provider. Remember what I mentioned at the beginning and what Jim commented, that we have the amount of people with a declined KYC, it is only it is around 8% for all of the requests. That is okay. But anyway, after adding a new KYC provider, we'll provide the opportunity for all of the people with a declined KYC to take a chance to pass one more time with a new KYC provider. Of course, we cannot guarantee that you will pass it in the end, but it is the higher probability that you will do it successfully, right? Because it is another KYC provider, and we're doing our best to provide you with this opportunity for free. So you'll have this chance for free for all of the users who having the declined KYC right at this moment to have a chance to pass it one more time with a new KYC provider. I see a lot of questions in this chat that is allocated, especially with declining KYC. So we cannot influence on that because we are the technology provider. We're not a KYC provider. We're not approving your KYC. It is done through the licenses by up and other KYC providers that we're adding. But what we can do is we can provide you with a free opportunity to repass KYC with a new KYC provider once we will integrate this. It will be done in the upcoming days. The third point that we are working on the DEX testing for Solidity tokens. We are planning to live on the DEX and SEXes. So the Solidity utility token will become tradable, and we currently communicated and in the final stages of the tier 1 exchange will list potentially the Solidity utility tokens, and you will have the opportunity to buy or sell on their secondary market. Because previously our first private sale round is finished, the second is finished, and the next steps according to our roadmap, it is like a public round and DEX SEX listing on the exchanges. And we currently in our business development department working on the communication with those exchanges, tier 1 DEXs and SEXs, to list Solidity utility token. And also we are working on adding the referral program inside the Soulbound ID. So you'll be able to activate your referral links to invite people have benefit from it, additional benefit of using our Soulbound ID platform. And of course, we're currently working on a new partnerships and new collaboration. So it is new businesses who will use Soulbound ID as a technology, right, as a solution for them to solve their KYC and compliance headache during their pressure from the regulators in DeFi industry. So it is the main updates that we have, and we have also the second slide, and I will continue later then about the update and plan of the Soulbound ID project. Jim, do you have something to add?
Yes, I would add something for those who like calculations, mathematics, and who follow tokenomics. And I think if you're decent investors, that's the most important thing for you to notice, right? Is the math behind the figures. And the first point when we say the payment in Solidity utility token, what does that mean? For those who purchased the tokens in the beginning, right, and we know there's around 50,000 people, we sold the tokens to the market. Okay. But that's the supply, where the demand comes from. And this is exactly where it comes. Now people go to the platform, right? They have an option to pay with tokens that I have purchased before. Okay, right. Then they have an option of the Stripe, or they have option to get the token and pay for the identity. So more identities we have, more tokens we take out from the system and burn, right? So there's a more demand. The supply was provided to 50,000 people, and it says in the tokenomics. But the demand is being generated by much more than 50,000 people. And only within the community of FinTech, we're talking about more than 900,000 people. So by just not looking at the tokens, but looking at the amount of people, there's a 50,000 of people who purchased, right? The supply, and there'll be almost unlimited amount of people on the demand side. So that's, I mean, if you play with math, I'm sure you can figure out the dependencies on these two figures. You know, to our benefit, of course. Our as a community, as the first people who actually being in the first place in the project itself. So it's a very important to build the proper demand and supply, system where we're all going to benefit from the rising demand. And demand, as Arvind mentioned, we're entering $1 trillion market. I know there's a lot of jobs, there's a lot of collaborations, partnership, there's a lot of time which has to be spent on this, a lot of devotion which has to be done to this. But that's all generates the demand, whereas we actually already have the supply. Yes, next slide, please.
Thank you, Gene, for your comments. So we're moving forward. As you can see on their screenshots, right, on the photos, that Stobox have successfully participated at Istanbul Economy Summit, and I was there. I participated there, and it was very efficient because we have conducted new collaborations and we have signed a new clients. Especially, I met their xt.com. It's like tier 1 exchange, crypto exchange, like top 20 in coin market cap, and we already listed STBU on xt.com. So like 1 week ago, we listed STBU utility token there on xt.com. That is now tradable there, and it is one of the pillar and milestone of our project in our roadmap. And also, my partner Boris participated in Tulum Crypto Fest in Mexico and was invited by our client, recognized client, that doing real estate tokenization in Tulum, this very fashion place, and he's building 12 luxury villas. And this client invited Stobox to launch their STO together from the main stage of the biggest crypto festivals and crypto conference in Mexico, in Tulum. And it was also very successfully, and Boris, our third partner and also co-founder, was one of the main speakers on the main stage about tokenization. And by the way, Boris mentioned that he see a big demand from the local businesses and big interest to tokenization. And just for the last 1 month, we signed a lot of new clients for their STO. So first of all, it is a multi-billion Qatari business conglomerate with presence in real estate, manufacturing, financial services. So it is a multi-billion company that will bring tokenization with Stobox, and this process is already started. And also, when I was in Istanbul, I signed a new client. It is like top 5 developers, real estate developers in Istanbul, and we already signed a contract with them and doing tokenization for their business. And also, just 1 week ago, we signed a deal with a very recognized influencer and the owner of big educational platform that also looking to conduct their tokenization of real estate in Georgia. It is very recognized person in east of Europe and in the middle of Europe. I know you know all of them. Unfortunately, I cannot mention the names, but I'm sure you're familiar with him. And he also trusts the Stobox, and we're doing tokenization of the real estate in Georgia together. So each week, each day, we having more and more news and good news about Soulby, about Stobox, about new clients, about new platform developments. Because just 2 days ago, we released a new version of their Soulbound ID platform, where we did the resolution of double accounts issue. We added the atomic swap to enable the Soulby token purchases. We enhanced Soulby Web3 balance visibility. So we conducted a new released new version of our product to solve and to make the improvements inside our platform. And also very important that for the last 2 months, we are preparing a big marketing campaign of Stobox and of Soulby. So we now hired a team, market specialists, market professionals, that helping us to drive the tokenization itself, to drive RWA, real world assets, because we are top 5 turnkey tokenization providers. And we want to contribute to the industry more and to market ourselves. And market ourselves mean to market our clients as well, because they're using our technology and our platform. And we're preparing a massive campaign of their Soulby, of the STO, of the Stobox ecosystem itself. It's like educational program with the introduction, what is tokenization, what is their RWA, how to use it. And if you following our social medias, you can see that for the last 2 months, we have a lot of news and a lot of educational articles about what we are doing. And we're trying to explain all of the nuances of the tokenization of our products, so you will be educated, understand how you can benefit from it. So what I want to mention and what I'm trying to mention, that their massive marketing campaign is preparing, and as one of their milestones that we already did, it is launching the Soulbound token airdrop and marketing campaign for the Stobox ecosystem. I will send their link to this chat, or you can follow our social medias, because we announced this this week the Soulby airdrop, and you will have a chance to participate there to get additionally your Soulby tokens for free for your activity. And it is just the first step of our marketing campaign. And when you will see it, you'll be impressed and surprised, because it is not a common, it is very deep and fancy fashion looks like. So follow our social medias, participate in Soulby airdrop to get your additional allocation in Soulby, and subscribe to our social medias. Gene.
Yes, thank you, Ross. And before I move on, I would like to say this is not a financial advice. But why do I have 2 tokens? Why there is a STBU and why there's a Soulby? And why, I mean, some people ask this question. Look, Soulby is the B2C, is the community, is the verification, is the B2C part. And Stobox, and we're gonna release the tokenomics, if not today, we'll release it by the end of the week. And this is an enhanced data-driven file where we explain how we embed Stobox token into the business subscriptions. STBU is the B2B token inside our ecosystem. So when we talk about the payments for our services, Ross mentioning this multi-billion Qatar guys, Mexico and so on and so forth, to use this platform, to use Stobox as a business, you have to use Stobox tokens inside. That's it. Voila, full stop. So the same way people are using Soulby on the B2C side, right? On the community side, on the verification side, the same way businesses will be using Stobox token for their dashboards, for their swap, for the subscriptions. And there's no exclusions because the technology works. So again, this is not a financial advice, but if you look at the market cap, right? If you look at the SBID at the moment, I think, and I know, it's not just I think, I know, that they, given that the Starbucks token is the fuel for tokenization and the tokenization market is huge, I always try to, look at these comparisons and see how they adjust. And what I see is quite of a good potential on, on both sides. So, and one of the question was to Armand, actually, what do you think about whether or not we should list Starbucks token with crypto unit? That's actually a good question to the whole community. It's a lot of work actually to be done. If you tell us it's feasible, we might do it, but it's up to Armand.
Let me take over from here. And first of all, this is not financial advice. When we started to work with you, I already got my STO. The reason why, because when you are doing something together with the professionals, so there is no doubt that this asset will be growing, right? And I'm talking right now, not about the token, I'm talking about the asset like a company. And if company is growing, that everyone within the company is growing. The second thing that I would like to mention here is that, again, one more time, huge well done, and congratulate all of you, your team, massive work being done. And I know that you are unstoppable. You are you are moving further, and you will not going to settle for less than trillion. So after
in
that,
volumes, I hope so. In volumes.
After that, you will probably say, okay, now I'm ready to go, and retire. But without the jokes, to tokenize Qatar, only that company that you mentioned is already a huge achievement. And one of the points that, guys, all of you, please press some fire emojis if you will understand what I'm saying right now. We started in 2019 the idea of the investing into the assets and tokenize the assets. And we did a great, we did a great job, and we had a lot of exposure. But one thing we were missing, and that thing was someone like Starbucks. We were relying on the people who were telling us that they are experts in the field because they have a lot of diplomas. We were relying on the people who were coming to us and saying, oh, you have this issue, I know how to solve it. But unfortunately, or maybe luckily, otherwise we will not gonna get with you guys. So you can look from the different sides. At that time, we wasn't ready. We didn't have the right partners. But today, if you will just look into what Starbucks already achieved, then you won't have any doubts about the professionals that we are working with. That professionals who came and said, guys, we see that you have assets, we see that you have business idea, we see that you have community, we see that you have all that, but you are just missing one piece of puzzle, and that piece is my expertise. I hope that you read between the lines what I'm trying to say here. Let's go to the next slide.
Thank you, Armand. Okay. So, Ross, are you here with us?
Yeah, guys,
I think
can you hear me well?
Okay, yeah, I saw you froze. So I thought, is that you being static or
But now it's better?
picture? You don't move, you just say something, right? from the visual perspective. You're still frozen. Okay,
It's
yeah.
stuck.
You're stuck in the textures of Zoom. Okay.
Yes, but now everything is fine, right?
Should be.
Okay. So let me.
Yeah, please go.
What I did, to be honest, I asked our head of support, Arvik, to export top 5 the most popular questions from their community based on our support tickets, because as I mentioned, we received 2,900 of them and 2,300 is resolved. And Arvik did a great job and export me the top 5 questions that we're looking to answer. Before going to the answers, I want to point out 2 important points regarding their support and regarding the issues. The first one, it is KYC. I'm already mentioned about it, that we have no influence of approving KYC. It is doing through their licensed KYC provider. And I know that it is some amount of people with declined KYC. And what we will do, we'll provide a free opportunity for all of these people who haven't declined KYC to have a chance to pass KYC with another KYC provider that we are adding. So once again, we cannot guarantee that those people will pass it because we don't understand and don't know exactly, but it is a higher probability than now, right? So it is logical. The second point, before we move further, that I know that it is some amount of people that purchased SBID using Soulbound utility tokens from the Coinset balance before they received a free ID. Remember, once again, a big amount of people, like 100 people or 200 people, they bought SBID through the balance from the Coinset purchasing, but they are qualified to get free ID and have not received a free ID before the purchase. Because I'm already explaining, because it is a massive data that we need to import into the platform, right? That takes, for example, day or 2, right? So not all of the people are had a chance to see a free SBID from day 1 of starting the platform. Why? Because it is thousands of people that are integrated and imported to the, and those people who had rushed and did the purchase before we announced that we finished, and you can do so, and bought the SBID through the Soulbound utility token, but they had qualified to get a free SBID. For all of those people will collect the Soulbound utility token at the end.
Ross, it's very
clear.
difficult to
So
hear
if you was
very
qualified,
difficult because of the low connection. It's very difficult to understand you. Can you hear us?
okay. Yes, I can hear you very well.
Yeah, the connection is being poor, and some of the information, bits and pieces, are left behind. If you can repeat, or otherwise I can go through this as well. Okay, Ross, we'll be reconnecting, and meanwhile he's reconnecting, I want to share the following. Hello, guys. Because there's a lot of actions that we have to do, and and they're required to be done. Like what, right? Like export the the number of people and the data from Coinset to the platform, right? Make sure that the balances are correct. Make sure that the people are logging in with the same accounts, same emails as from Coinset to the same as in Soulbound, right? So only in this case, you will see the tokens that you have purchased. Otherwise, you won't be able So, and there's a very kind of steady process. And if something goes wrong, I mean, with you personally, like you don't, you know, you can't log in, whatever, and then you decide to delete your account, or you say, okay, I have a different email, you know, in Coinset, they're different from the Soulbound, or you do something else. Unfortunately, that flows would require, you know, much more time to solve. Now we're solving, you know, the main pipelines, you know, the main checkpoints. We need to take all of the data, again, put it inside, make sure you guys see, right? And go with the flow. And if someone has issues or, you know, go outside of that flow, so you have an error, error again, it could be error on the Coinset side, it could be error on our side, it could be, you know, any errors, or even on your mobile, you know, you can't log in, and you decide to delete your account, but you don't know that by deleting your account, you're actually deleting the number of tokens that associated with your account. And then when you registering with the same email, there's no more tokens because you have deleted the account. And again, there's a number of states of that activities that may go wrong, but it's not because of us. Is that because, you know, people are trying to solve that problem by themselves, and sometimes, you know, it goes even more problematic for us. Yes. So we are solving the main cases at the moment. And if your case is marginal, for example, I don't, you know, I have a different email, Coinset are different from Soulbound. Okay. Again, as I said in the beginning, we will solve everything, but that would take time. Don't expect, and it's important, don't expect us to solve an exclusive cases in the beginning. We go with the flow and solve the main cases in the beginning. And if it takes longer for that marginal cases to you know, to complete, it will take longer. Again, as I told you, everybody will be on board. We make sure that there's no tickets, you know, no unsolved tickets at some point, but don't expect us to do it, you know, ASAP. It's important for, you know, for us to all be on the same page with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Ross.
Guys, can you hear me now? Well,
yes, it's better now.
Okay, I will start from the scratch. So 2 points. Point number 1, that as I mentioned, all of the people who have the declined KYC will have a chance to repass it with a new KYC provider. We cannot guarantee that it will be successfully, but we will provide this opportunity for free. The second point, that all of the people who purchased SBID using their utility token, so they were qualified to get a free SBID, right? For all of these people, we will compensate the Soulbound utility token. And why it's happened? Because to import a big amount of data, it takes time. And many of users, it's like 100 or 200 of them, face the issue that we was not finished by importing the data into the platform, and we have not announced that we are finished with the importing, and they was rushed and purchased the SBID by paying from the balance from
Ross, the connection is dropping.
Qualified.
The connection is dropping. Your connection is dropping. Very difficult. So yes, I perfectly understand what you say. Let me communicate. So because some people started verification before the presence, right? The presence that free SBIDs were assigned, they actually paid for that identity with their own money, with their own $10. Okay. And then they say, okay, but I bought the package for 25, so I'm supposed to have it for free. I said, yes, you're supposed to have it for free. It will be free, but before we assign the package, you know, the present to, you already paid for it, right? So we're gonna compensate, but with all the respect, we're talking about the $10. and there's no need to send numbers of support messages to our dear support community, because they said, yes, it will take time, we'll reimburse, right? We will put back that $10 in the form of tokens, but once we finish our priority tasks. So we have this in mind. Nothing is lost. Nobody's forgotten. We definitely will reimburse that amount. Just give it some time. Yes, Ross. Now you changed the view, man.
Yes, I don't know why I'm starting disappearing only on the point where I am explaining about their Soulbound tokens and free SBID with this issue. So to sum up, if you was qualified to have free SBID and you spend your Soulbound to get the SBID because you haven't seen their free SBID on your balance, for those people, we will compensate this balance back.
Okay.
Yes. So
yes.
Now we can proceed to the top 5 questions that I asked our head of support, Aravik, to collect based on our around 3,000 support tickets. And I think we can start. So the first question, it is, I submitted all correct, valid documents. I have all the green points. Why KYC is not verified? So please point out that the green points means that you submit the documents and they are uploaded successfully, but it doesn't mean that you have successfully passed the KYC. And there are many of options and points why your KYC is declined. So the green points means that you have successfully uploaded the documents, but it doesn't mean that you successfully passed the KYC.
That are internal steps, right? So internal steps, you say, okay, this is done, this is done, this is done from the internal steps, but then there's an outside process like KYC, and we don't know if you're passed or not. So there's two different things. So keep that in mind.
So there is always a valid reason for it. Can include incorrect documents, bad quality of the documents photo, bad selfie, mismatch between the person's selfie and the photo of the identity documents, using the same phone number on a several KYC profile. So there are many reasons why, but answering this question, green points means that you successfully uploaded the documents.
Yes, absolutely. And again, for those who cannot pass KYC, there are several reasons. And what we're gonna do is that once FinTech security token will be live, the Arman team will have the access to all of the people who haven't passed KYC. So they will know who these people are, and they will know the reason. And the reasons may be different. One of the reasons could be just a low quality of photos. And that's one of the main reasons, right? So if you have, if you have a phone, you took it from somewhere and it's an old camera, and you're trying to, with the dark, photo your documents and send it, and it doesn't go through, I mean, that's obvious, right? So that's 50% of the claims of the cancellations is because of the low documents. So make sure you upload a clean picture. The second reason is, and it's sometimes it happens, is the PEP, right? So politically exposed person. I don't know about the political backgrounds of either of you, but I mean, KYC does not, cannot be provided for the people who are affiliated with the politicians. I mean, we're not creating the rules, but the rules are the following. So at least we will know this. And another reason, which is very frequently occurring, is some of the people are having one name, right, and then there may be one very very common name in the documents, and sometimes system doesn't know how to verify. So this can be verified manually. And again, we will try to increase that 8% of the refusal and decrease the percent of the refusal as much as we can, but we unfortunately can't do all of that. So we will work on the reasons, not only our team, but Arman's team as well. And we will make sure that within the time, most of you will be able to pass the KYC. Yes. Ross, I can continue if you don't mind.
Yes, so the second question, it is regarding, I think, what I already answered regarding their free SBID
Yes.
and regarding their $25 package.
Yeah, we explained this. Let me go through the third main ticket on the Q&A is that I can't connect the wallet. But look, guys, how do you expect us to answer this question? I cannot connect the wallet. Me neither. I mean, it's impossible to answer that question because the reasons may be, numerous reasons. I mean, you're pressing the wrong button. You don't have a wallet. You have the wallet, but you're on a different chain. There's a lot of reasons. And again, because of the amount of tickets, and of course, support is something which is very user-friendly. But that type of question we can't even answer. What are you gonna do? So now we're preparing a more formal forms where you have to fill in order for these questions to be answered. What is the operating system? What is your browser? What is the MetaMask? So we need to much more data points to answer this question. And again, it will take time for us to answer. So that's one way you can go. Easy. At some point, we will solve this. But you can remember from the very beginning, it's an educational process. If you can't connect wallet, go Google and ask how to connect the wallet, right? Do something, put some efforts in this. You won't be able to find all of the answers in our Q&A. You won't be able to find all of the answers in our documentation, in our materials. Some of that has to be found generally. Go on YouTube and say, connect the MetaMask wallet. Take 5 minutes, watch the video. You'll get, more understanding, and then try again, and then try again. And if you won't be able to connect, then write us a support. And so do this part of the job. It's critical. It's critical because a lot of things are just general knowledge. I hope we're on the same page here. Yes.
I have a question here, so that many people were requesting this, and also I see right now that on the Q&A. Are you planning to add, apart from MetaMask, also Wallet Connect?
Yes, absolutely, and this is in our pipeline. I don't want to say weeks, but that's within the next 2 versions of the update. It's not just the Wallet Connect. We will be taking around 8-10 most common and popular wallets and integrate them into a one standalone login function, right? So you whatever on the dashboard, on the Solvi, everywhere in the Starbucks ecosystem, you will have a big login with the multiple wallets, with the MetaMask, with the Ledger, with the Wallet Connect, and so on and so forth. And it's in the pipeline. I think it will be done in with the next few releases. So let's say month 2 or so in general. But yes, it's important. It's an important milestone.
The most important is that everyone, please don't type anything right now. So the answer is, are we planning to add different wallets apart from the MetaMask? Yes.
Yes.
Please record it and share. When it will be done, it's in the pipeline. So once the time will be, once the free hands will be there, so that there will be expansion going on in order to add more wallets.
It's just, look, for everybody to understand, the development is not magic. It's how you manage the priorities, all right? So you have limited amount of people, limited developers, limited expertise, and then limited time for that expertise. You can't think ages, right? You have to do within the time slots. And if you do something, the opportunity cost is not doing something else, right? And we can't do everything at the same time. So we understand that the connectivity to the infrastructure is a critical and important point. But before we go with the very activity, it's important that we, on the example of MetaMask, we make sure that all the Solby works. Because the Solby is not just you log in, but at the same time you share data, and the sharing data in a compliant way, you hash the data. I mean, there's a lot of technical stuff to make sure that it's compliant. So we're now working this, the process works on the MetaMask, and now we'll be able to expand this number of wallets. Imagine if you don't have a proper process and you're starting to do that process on the multiple wallets, right? It doesn't work. It would be just impossible to manage. So we take one MetaMask, make sure everything works. You're connecting. You're happy. There's no issues. And once that done, then we take into the pipeline, then increasing the number of connectivities. I hope it makes sense for you.
Absolutely, it makes. And again, I would like to point out that, guys, there's no need to rush. Okay, so we are here to stay for 50, 100 years, and even more than that. So every one of you, if you are not able to pass KYC by any reason, like we don't know what is the reason, but there could be anything that Gene mentioned or something else, right? Don't worry, there will be added other different KYC providers, and you will be able to have another shot through them. Okay. Second thing, all these requests that you are asking and demanding that please add this apart from the MetaMask, add some Wallet Connect Ledger or any other thing. So that also will be done, but it will take a time. For those people who are not able right now to receive GFST by any reason, maybe your country is under the sanctions, maybe your country is in the list of countries that are not yet accepting security tokens. Guys, so what? Don't worry. So sooner or later, all the countries will have, finally, they had around securities, and they will be going into this the same way that they didn't accept Bitcoin as a currency. Right now, the more and more countries are accepting, the more and more big companies are accepting, but it took 10 years time to see this result. So the same with the security tokens, the same with securitizing all these assets. So once your country will get your head around what needs to be done, how to protect, how to make sure that everything is going in a compliant way, then you will be always able to claim your GFST. All right? If you understood,
yes, thank you.
Pluses, fire emojis, or big thumbs up. So at least we know that you are listening and you understand, and you will not gonna ask these questions again and again and again. All right? So
I like your comments. I like your comments about the 100 years. Send me the number of your doctor. I want to speak to him as well. I need that optimistic Phil. Good. Thank you, Armin, for that. And let me comment on the fourth and then the fifth questions. And I think they're also straightforward. Look, I don't receive a confirmation code. Guys, look in the spam. Look in the spam folder. That's part of the infrastructure. It's not managed by us. And sometimes it happens, right? Sometimes there is some delays, and actually this is run by AWS, right? It's the Amazon system. And we use that system called Cognito, right? We use that system to make sure that all the emails and these logins are stored on on the safe infrastructure. That's why we're using a special service by Amazon that manage these confirmation codes. And if you don't receive it, you will, check in the spam, try, sometimes they can be some delays. And we, unfortunately or fortunately, we don't impact this. I can't even, I don't know what to tell you, because, there's a lot of people are getting emails and somebody doesn't. And it's not the problem, of the system. It's, probably that person, it's a little delay or it went into spam. So take your time, do the same. Eventually you will get your confirmation code as everybody else. The system is being used by millions of emails, and millions confirmation codes have been sent daily. And unfortunately, we have no means of us, answering that question. I don't know where to look. And the fifth point, I can add SBID on the MetaMask. Look, first of all, you don't need to. Why would you need to add it on the MetaMask? You can't send it, right? You won't have a second SBID. So you just, for the sake of that beautiful picture, so it's there, the only way you can add to MetaMask, if you, again, you can go on the YouTube video and adding a token to MetaMask. You need to take the contract, right? I'm not going to explain it right now, but you basically take the contract and adding into the MetaMask, and that's it. A lot of people do this. It's not a problem. But to answer you how, it's not because you cannot add, because you don't know how to add. You can if you know, right? So in order to get this knowledge, don't expect our support to answer this question, because it's a general question. You can go and see how to add a token on the MetaMask. And if you won't be able to do this, then you ask us, because, it's simple. Again, you just go on the YouTube and write how to add a token on the MetaMask, and it gives you, some steps, and you follow the steps. So always look at this also as an educational process. I know there's a lot of things you see for the first time in your life. Somebody's getting difficult trying to get all the Web3 concept, but no rush. Speak to your mates, watch YouTube video, and eventually you will answer all these questions. Yes, Ross, would you like to add anything, my friend?
I see the questions that in chat that is allocated to their minting SBID, right? Please, I reminding you that you will be able to mint your SBID after the KYC verification. First of all, you pass verification. If it's successfully, then you'll have a chance to mint SBID. Thank you, Jean, for answering all of the questions. Our support working each minute, and I'm really trust that with the updates of the platform and with the refunds and Soulbound token with a new KYC provider, it will be much easier to navigate. Next slide, please.
I would also like to add that we are increasing at this moment. We're increasing and hunting people for our support team. We will extend and expand our support team, to be more user-friendly, to better answer questions, to provide more materials to you or to people who have problems and issues. So we know that it's a challenging, because some of the questions are not being answered for weeks. I know, I want to say sorry for this, but again, we're doing our best to make sure we deal with the main reasons, main problems, and we take marginal reasons outside of the pipeline, and we'll deal them a bit, a bit later after we solve, the main questions. So again, no rush. Respect us, respect the timing. Eventually we will be getting there, and eventually we will also build a better support system. Thanks to you, because you give us a lot of pressure, and I perfectly understand why. But again, no rush. We're building the support. We're getting the processes done. Nine women can't give a birth, in one month, right? It's not about scalability. We can't scale. It takes time. It's 9 months to take out the baby, and here also time to find people to build the processes. So we're there, and we'll be getting better daily. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean. Next slide, please. So it is our roadmap that we're showing each webinar, and you can print screen it, and it's like the essential of everything that we discussed regarding the launching of the fintech portfolio STO, about their listing of Soulbound on the DEXs and the CEXs. So here you can track all the plans that we have in more structured form. And I want to remind you that the main KPI for us, it is 1 million SBID users. Now we have 7,000 from 50,000 of the token holders. So please register in Soulbound, pass KYC, mint their SBID to your blockchain wallet, and enter their STO or fintech portfolio STO, right? Next slide, please.
Let me add here. So can we go back? Let me add here, not the slide, but something that our people are eagerly waiting. All right. So now, do I have your attention? Press yes.
All is yours.
Say yes in
All
the
is
chat.
yours.
Okay. Say yes in the chat if I have your attention, because this is what you've been waiting. This is why you came here. Okay. So dashboard. Right now we are waiting for domain to be approved, and like we already paid, but we need to get some approvals. When it will be done, the dashboard will be launched. So only those who will have SBID minted, only those who will connect that through the MetaMask, they will be able to let's say to get there. All right. So, and now we are planning. Okay. So this is again 99.9%. Everything is done from our side. Whatever will be that 1% chance against us or with us, so we will see. But on the 8th of July, we will be opening dashboard. 8th of July, mark it down, so that dashboard will be there, GFST dashboard. All right. So then, because a lot of people were requesting to extend conversion from crew to the vault crew, including our top leaders, local leaders, all the people contacting, buzzing, and saying, hey, listen, we need more time. People just waking up. And for this reason, so till 13, so for another week, we will extend conversion. But you need to understand, and please also mark it somewhere, that extension of the conversion, it actually delays the process of the security token launch. So which means that because you are requesting, okay, let's do this. Put plus if you support to extend conversion, and minus if you don't support. Okay, so now we have a battle. We have people who are caring about those who are not converted yet, and then we have a people. Yeah, but come on, don't be cheeky. Like I see one person is like putting 10 minuses, so one per person. Okay.
Armin, may I comment on this? Sorry,
Yes,
I will
please.
try to solve this dilemma.
Please.
You know, again, no rush, because even though the if I understand correctly, that the conversion is, you're doing the conversion before we receive the forms that, the share drop forms, right?
Yeah.
Guys, we have time. It's okay. We're technically moving that forward, but if we receive this file now, or we'll receive it in, let's say, next week, just literally next week, it doesn't make for us any difference. But if we won't receive it in 2 weeks' time, then the delays will be on. So what I suggest is that you have at least 10 days to finalize your arrangement and to start again giving us some data. You don't have to give us all of the data, right? It can be divided. And we can take first file, upload that, and the first people will see, and then we can go, bits by pieces, and So that's my thoughts. There's no need to, create one big file. Yeah.
Okay, Jin. So let's ask guys, put hearts in press hearts in the chat if you would like to Jin to allocate additional time for you, and he will. Okay, Jin, look at this. So these people are sending a lot of hearts to you because you are the technical person behind it, and you are the ones who is saying either like, "Hey guys, you are behind the schedule," or you're saying, "Okay, we still have time." Even rainbows, you get some. You see. All right.
Nice.
At the moment, till 13th, but Jean said probably even 10 days, so we can allocate. That's why please inform all of your downline, all of your people, all those people who purchased Soulbound ID, not Soulbound ID, Soulbound tokens, and didn't went through this Soulbound process yet, didn't minted they Soulbound IDs. Please, please, please. Right now, it's all in your hands. All right. So do that. Then once we will pass all the data, Jean, to you and Ross, can you please tell me how long it will take for us to see security token launch, official launch, and be able to buy directly? Like that's what I mean by launching.
Buy directly is a bit different from the claiming, right? Remember our 4 steps, and the third step is to claim. So once the forms, so the step 2 are the forms, you provide us the forms and we embed them into the system, test everything. It may take up to 2 weeks, right? From the first form. So 2 weeks, you will be able to see that balance, right? In 2 weeks. And within, we need to see about how we structure the batches. And it would depend on the amount of people that would be in the file, but people will be able to see their tokens 2 weeks, more or less 2 weeks after you provide us the list, right? And within the next week or so, they will be able to claim them, and that's a full step number 3. So I think within next month, starting from now, we will be able to see all the tokens and claim all the tokens. Does that answer your question? But Armand is muted, and I also want to say.
Sorry, yeah.
I just want to say, look, from all the different, that's, dear community, this is exactly what I'm talking about. In what conditions do I have to operate? From all the different days of the main launch, these guys are choosing Saturday, right? It's Saturday 8. So we're launching on the Saturday, the only weekend day that possibly can be in our job, and we're launching. Arman, that's actually a joke, but I also look forward to that Saturday.
We just checked that it's a good day to launch, you know, and
Exactly, Saturday, why not?
Saturday,
Why not?
so why not?
Sunday, when Sunday is a good Sunday morning is a good time for launching an STO, definitely.
Friday evening is not also a good time, you know.
Yes.
Anyway, so this is important. So the claim button, we will be after we will pass all this data, and that data we need to collect from all of the people who will be basically how you call it, having the WCRU and getting this mint, you know. So that's why please follow up all the information in our social media, in our Telegram channel, so where all that will be shared with you, and share this channel with all of your people who are eagerly waiting to see this happening. So this is important right now for us to move further in a very structured way. Okay. Yep. And yeah, guys, like sorry, we didn't mention this to you, right? So it was a surprise for you today.
Anyway, we're moving forward.
Yes.
Let's move on.
But anyway, so 3 weeks, in about 3 to 4 weeks, let's say months time we have in order to get your claim button. The claim will happen first, and then after that, so those people who are asking how to get more GFST, you will be able to either directly buy them or use that opportunity, get out, sweep out from the market all the crew, convert it into the Vault crew, because even under the Vault crew, the most of the assets will be there for next 5-10 years. Okay,
Arman, it's yes, thank you. It's very important to understand the reasons why it takes, why it takes so, takes such time. And when we say we're gonna go to public STO, right? It's again, we have to know that it's not just any tokens. There's a security tokens, and when we create an STO, it's bounded by the rules of compliance and the rules of the offerings, and every one of that rule, it says something, right? It says you cannot have investors from US, for example, or you cannot have more than 1,000 investors from from one country, and so on. And these rules, right? They are either managed, these rules, by the management of the company manually, right? So there's a team of compliance financial people who look at the system, they count how many people, for example, they make sure that they saw regulations, opt. And this is a manual work. And with us, we don't like manual work. So we need to, and we're now embedding the rules of the regulation. This is exactly what Progress does, in order to implement the automatic verification on your case, right? So your team, and because we're talking about tens of thousands of people, it would be just impossible to manage them manually. At the same time, it would be impossible just to open STO for everyone, because again, we are for compliance and we have to embed this. So, and because there's all of the new stuff we're developing 24/7, it just takes more time to make sure these rules and the test these rules are embedded. So for most of the people, it's like, oh, okay, STO is on. For us, it's like making sure that everything works with respect to regulation and compliance, right? And that's a bit more of advanced question comparing to just an STO. So yeah, I just provided you with the explanation why, what is the background behind the fourth is the compliance on air. Yes.
Thank you,
Ross,
Jane. I
please.
think we have enhanced answer those questions and glance through it. Next slide, please.
Okay.
So you have a chance to start now and to be among the first users of their Soulby, of their GFST security token, and of their Stobox entire ecosystem itself. You can scan this QR code, or you can go directly to sbid.io to register if you have not registered yet, but participated, for example, in Coinset private sale round. So please follow, register, pass KYC, mint SBID, and you'll be able to join their STO. Next slide, please. So to sum up, what are 3 main points that you need to know now, right? In your head after 2 hours. First point, it is GFST STO that is launching soon, and you need to be ready. It is no rush, right? Get your Soulby, enter their platform, and follow the steps that I have very enhanced and in detail described to be able to enter to the dashboard, DS dashboard of GFST security token. The second point, it is that we opened the purchase of Soulby utility tokens inside the Soulby ID product on Web3. So now you have a chance to purchase Soulby using crypto, using BUSD, and you will receive soon their video instruction and the processes, how it works. But you have this chance to have and to get their Soulby utility token. And the third point, that we have announced a few days ago a Soulby token airdrop. And I will duplicate for the second time the link in this chat, or you can follow our social medias last announcement, and you have a chance to participate in the airdrop of the Soulby to additionally get their Soulby tokens. Jim, do you have something to add, or it is very clear?
Yes, I would like to add something. You just subscribe to our Twitter and subscribe to our community. Look, don't be jealous. Don't, just go and subscribe, because there's a lot of activities that Stobox does, besides of the GFST STO, right? Some airdrops, some NFTs. And you'll be aware of what's going on, because we're updating products, and you are part of us, right? You're part of the product ecosystem. So it's critical that you know all these updates, as they're released. And our community, our social media is the main channel of how we communicate these updates to the world. So if you don't want to, be at the back of this timeline and be at the front here, go on the Twitter, subscribe, go to Telegram, enter the community, and be in touch and know all the news that we're generating. So that's it. Yeah, Ross.
Perfect.
Let me add something else. Every single one of us in this collaboration between Stobox and Coinset, GFST, and all our group of companies, and all of you guys. So we are creating one family, right? So success of Stobox will be directly impacting our success. Success of GFST or any other business, any activity, increase of the new, let's say, clients, partners, it will be directly impacting Stobox. So it's crucial for you to understand or to realize that when we joined with the Starbucks, we didn't join just because, hey guys, do this work for us and then bye-bye. No, we joined because we realized that together we can achieve everything that we were planning to have in our ecosystem. You remember I was talking about this missing puzzle. That puzzle right now is there. So more activity we will give with our partners, the more it will be reflecting on us. Do you understand? Because when guys sign MOU with the Blockstream, how many of you use this in your presentations? Why people have to buy Solby? Because we are working for this particular reason with this company, and this company is assigning the MOU with the Blockstream. So now, indirectly, you were referring to the partners that we are, let's say, creating our security token possibility going to the market, but you were referring with a day's success. Because I don't know other companies which are right now in a securitization, let's say, field, signing MOUs with that kind of giant. Do you understand, guys, what I mean by this? So more active
Yes, sure.
will be with each other, more we will be liking and sharing and tweeting and retweeting and actively promoting each other. So more efficient we will become. That's why,
Yes.
please, don't treat Starbucks as a company who is providing the service. We are not anymore longer in this like a start relationship, isn't it? In this dating relationship. We already almost got married, you know? I mean, companies, not me and Gene.
It feels like we're already having your children, you know.
Yeah, the two children. So GFST,
plural, yeah.
Exactly.
and, SBID.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jens,
That's it from my side. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you, Armand, for your important comments. Next slide, please. So I want to say thank you for your support. Thank you for having us today. Thank you for the invitation. I want to mention that we are very happy to continue sharing the insight about our project developments, and we'll conduct the next webinar in the upcoming weeks. Please follow our social medias, because as Armand mentioned, and as you can see, we issue 3 times something per day in our social medias that could be beneficial for you. And don't miss the chance of GFST, don't miss the chance of purchasing Solby in Soulbound ID platform, and don't miss a chance to participate in Solby airdrop. The links I have sent, and also you can find it in our social medias.
Yes, and one more thing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Armand. No, it's okay. I just want
Thank
to,
you.
you know, I always look at this, and you know, my narrative is look at this as an educational process. If you complete the airdrop, you become a master expert in managing Web3 products, because it's an airdrop built on Web3 technologies. So no rush, go there. If you want to play around, and it's very interesting how we did it, you just follow the airdrop rules, and by the time you end it, I will be happy for you, and probably you'll be happy for yourself as well, because you'll learn much, much, much more. Thank you very much. Armand, thank you, my friend.
Thank you, guys. I just wanted to say one more time. So 2 hours, we made it. It's like if you can summarize all in a few words what been shared within these 2 hours. The first, Starbucks is developing and every day they have more and more and more things that they will be giving to
Armand,
the.
sorry, my friend. Do you mind if I
No, you can
leave?
go. You can go, Gene.
Thank you
All
very
good.
much
All
to
good.
all
Take
of
care.
you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have another call. So
Oh, no problem. Thank
best
you
of
so much.
luck.
I quickly summarize.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Gene and Ross, so they are doing their work, and you will be able to witness what is the result. So they already shared what are the plans, what is on the roadmap, and they are going according the roadmap. If we are talking about Soulbound ID minting and all that process, everything was explained in this webinar. Please share this recording with all your people who needs to see it in order for them to have all the answers, let's say, today questions. Another thing is that regarding the, let's say, GFST launch. First, so we are on the 8th, so the dashboard will, let's say, the dashboard should be ready, okay? So please follow the news. All these news will be published in our GFST channel. Please, can you put the link to the GFST channel on Telegram here in this chat? So everything will be there. Also, Crypto Unit Official, so we will be sharing also information there for those people who are not that active. On 13, we will, like till 13, we will allow to convert crew to the Vault crew. Vault crew, like for all the people who are asking this question again and again and again, Vault crew can't be listed as a security token. Two reasons why. The first reason, company holds assets in sanctioned countries. So if you don't know what means sanction, then please go and Google it and do not ask these questions anymore. So that is the reason why part of the Vault crew assets are going to, in the form of the GFST, to the security market. If we won't have any problems today with sanctions, then probably more assets will be going to the security token platform. But it's not my will. It's like I don't know. It's like a third party decided to create some issues in the countries, and that's why there is additional sanctions that are imposed, and we will not going to be able to do nothing about them till the entire world will calm down. All right. So that's why those people who have Vault crew, that you are safe. And if you are not able right now by any reason to get your GFST in an airdrop form, then please calm down. Nothing major is happening because your GFST will be always allocated to you. If you won't sell it, if you will sell crew or Vault crew, then someone else will take your GFST. If you won't sell it, then you will be able to claim your GFST in a 1 year, 5 year, 10 years, 50 years time, doesn't matter. So there's no time frame that you have to claim your GFST. Some countries sooner will join security token compliant, let's say, legal form, and some countries will do it later on. But eventually, the majority of the countries will be there sooner or later. Okay, so this is another thing. And the last thing is that after we will collect all the data, after all of you will convert crew to the Vault crew, then we will fix that information and we will pass this to the Gene and Ross and Starbucks team. They will finalize it, and then smart contracts will allocate your GFST on the security token dashboard, which will be GFST dashboard. So thank you so much for being here for 2 hours. Sorry that it took that long. And if I have someone here who can put the summary and provide this in the form of the quick recap to all our social media, please do so. I will really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and have a nice day, and see you next time. Thank you, all the interpreters. Thank you, all the team who were working to make this webinar happen.